Namaskar, on behalf of HRDC Gujarat University, myself, Professor Preeti Mayani, is welcoming all of you on workshop on academic collaboration with higher education institutes for joint and dual degree programs. So, friends, once again, this HRDC of Gujarat University, as we know that it is one of the oldest HRDC of India, it was known as Academic Staff College earlier. It was established in 1987 and we are ranked 16 among 66 HRDCs of India by NAC. We are the first in Gujarat. We have organized more than 700 professional development programs, including Durudakshata, refresher programs, induction programs, faculty development program, orientation programs, short-term courses, winter school, summer school, seminar, workshops, symposia, PhD courses, works, etc. We have imparted training to more than 20,000 research scholars, academicians, and administrators working in college and universities of India under the dynamic leadership of our respected director, Professor Dr. Jagdish Joshi ji. On behalf of my respected director and the entire team of HRDC Gujarat University, I am welcoming all the participants of this workshop. Friends, today, first of all, I would like to welcome our today's respected speaker of this workshop, Dr. Gurudat Jappi ji. Jappi ji, I am welcoming you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Let me just give a brief introduction of Dr. Gurudat Jappi because I intentionally said that it's a brief introduction because after concluding this workshop, after completing this journey of learning and the journey of Jappi's experience, sharing of experience, you just feel that this brief words is really brief. So, Dr. Gurudat Jappi is currently working as head of the department at Department of Advanced Business Studies and Deputy Director IQSA Gujarat University. Prior to this, he was appointed as Director and Joint CEO of Quality Assurance, Extension, Research and Innovation and Nodal Officer of RUSA at Knowledge KCG. Department of Higher Education, Government of Gujarat. He was also Member Secretary of State Project Directorate. He was appointed as member of drafting new education policy 1 for the Gujarat state. His education qualifications are MCOM, MBA, his MBA.
It's okay. I'll start my.
USA University, MPhil, and so many credits goes to his academic experience. He has published many books, reference books, edited books, and two of his books are recommended by Nagpur University and in MBA course. So he has written more than 100 articles and he is also a very good friend of HRDC Gujarat University. Jappi ji, once again, I am welcoming you on behalf of HRDC. Sir, in this workshop, Joshi ji is also with us. Sir, I am also welcoming you. As I told earlier, under Professor Dr. Jagdish Joshi ji, he is the director of HRDC Gujarat University. This HRDC has created so many histories during the pandemic and this online world, the so-called e-world. So once again, sir, I'm also welcoming you. I'm welcoming my senior most colleague, Professor C.G. Brahmbhatt, and all the participants. And Jappi ji, over to you, requesting you for your sharing of experiences.
Thank you, ma'am, for your introduction. At the outset, I'm thankful to respected Professor Jagdish Joshi sir, Preeti Mayani ma'am, and C.G. Brahmbhatt sir for inviting me to share my views on the current topic, academic collaboration with foreign higher education institutions for joint and dual degree programs. Even ma'am rightly said, even during Corona pandemic, many faculty members like me also who are benefited because of technology, and I am one of them. and the credit goes to the dynamic leadership of Professor Jagdish Joshi sir. So we are always thankful to sir for his dynamic vision and leadership skills, which he has shown time to time at various occasions. Uh, uh, there are a lot many things which I'm going to cover, but before that, I would like to share my screen. So please tell me, ma'am, whether my screen is visible or not. Just a second.
Your screen is visible.
I guess it is on the downloading mode. Okay, now I guess. Fine. So the topic is really new and is a need of the hour to share. Like it's a need of the hour for each and every higher education institution to ponder upon this topic. I'm going to cover this different concepts of internationalization of higher education, wherein I'll be covering some of the introduction part, the concept of internationalization, the approaches and strategies for the internationalization, and then we'll see what are the UGC guidelines for joint and dual degree program for internationalization, what are the provisions given in new education policy, and what strategies NEP and UGC has suggested for effective implementation and monitoring of the internationalization of higher education. Uh, if I talk about the present scenario of internationalization, you'll surprised to know few figures. If we go back to 2017, there were around 4,54,000 of students who migrated for the higher education at various international universities across the world. And if you compare it with the last year data, it is almost 11 lakh 33,749. It is more than 150 percentage than 2017. So if you see the 6 years of time, the data has been almost 150% more. And our students are not visiting to one or two countries, almost they are visiting to 99 different countries for the higher education. I must say, or rather, the listener would be surprised to know that UAE, United Emirates, they are the first country wherein students prefer to go and study their higher education. In 2022, 2,19,000 students migrated from India to UAE for their higher education. And second is Canada with the number of 2,15,720, wherein USA is on the third position, 2,11,930. Students also prefer Australia, Saudi Arabia, UK, Oman, China, Germany, New Zealand, and Ukraine. Ukraine is on the 11th position. In 2022, around 18,000 of students migrated, despite of the mishap which we know between the Russia and Ukraine. Uh, Basically, these five states from where students are going for their higher studies: Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka. Maximum number of students from these states they prefer to go to different nations for their higher education. Coming to the main point of globalization versus internationalization, there's a point of many uh, many faculty members they ask that is it the same thing as far as higher education is concerned, globalization and internationalization. So I would like to say that globalization is the flow of technology, economy, knowledge, people, values, ideas, etc. across the borders. Basically, globalization affects each country in a different way due to its history, tradition, culture, and priorities. So if we talk about a globalization, it is more on the individual nations' history, traditions, culture, and priorities. Wherein, when we talk about internationalization, internationalization of higher education is, you can say, one of the way a country responds to impact of globalization. So we can say that in some respect, the individuality and globalization are uh, differently linked with this concept of internationalization. Now, when I say approaches to internationalization, what are the major approaches? So it can be divided in four categories. The first is activity, second is competency, third is ethos, and fourth is process. Now, when I say activity, categories or types of activities which are used to describe internationalizations are divided in four parts. The first is curriculum, second is student and faculty exchange, third is technical assistance, and fourth is international students. But when we say competency, competency, as you are aware, that we are living in an era of outcome-based education, wherein much stress is given on the skills part, much stress is put on the ability knowledge than the prepositional knowledge. So, development of new skills, ability knowledge, attitudes, and values in the student, faculty, and staff are the major part which are to be covered in this area. Third is ethos. Ethos basically emphasize on creating a culture or climate on campus which promotes and supports intercultural activities or initiatives. And the last process is nothing but an integration or infusion of an intercultural dimension into teaching, research, and service through combination of a wide range of activities, policies, and procedure. Now, coming to the point of concept of internationalization, basically, the definition was given by Knight, wherein he has described that internationalization of higher education is the process of integrating an international or intercultural dimension into the teaching, research, and service function of the institution. Now, I'll be covering two types of strategies. The first strategies is for promoting the internationalization of higher education, and the second would be for the joint and dual degree programs, wherein the strategies are recommended by the UGC for all the higher education institutions. So, first we will try to understand the strategies which a college, institution, higher education institutions, university, who
Sir,
can.
sorry to interrupt, sir. There is a first slide is there. That is okay, sir, or it's not changing? I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Slide is on first page is here.
Which page?
First slide. Topics. Page on writing topics. First.
Oh, I have changed, I guess, 8 slides. Can you see now?
No, sir. Still not.
There must be something. Just a minute. Uh, can you see the slides are moving now?
No, sir. No, sir. Still not.
Okay. So I'll be going to present, right? In that, I'll be sharing my screen, share screen. Share screen. So I'll be selecting from the Chrome tab, right?
Yes, sir.
Uh,
If yes, sir. So we can see the first one. Now, please try to move it.
Now, can you open this Can you see this PPT?
Yeah, we can see, but it's not moving, sir.
Can you see the first, second, third on the left hand side?
No, sir. Only we can see the first one, and there is your title is there, academic collaboration with foreign HEIs and kind of.
Okay.
Please try with the window, sir. Share screen and with window, if it is possible, so it is easy.
Okay. In window, I am not in a position to share. Actually, I have tried in window only. Just a minute.
So shares full screen. You can try with that also. That is also good option.
Present, share screen, window.
Entire
Okay.
screen.
Now window is available. Correct.
Okay. Yes. 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 Now we can see the first page. Then this is second. Yes. Yes. Third one. Present scenario. Yes. It's completely okay. Right, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
So, sorry for the trouble. I would like to go again. I'll just give you a brief idea. So I was talking about these topics. These are the topics which I'm going to cover in my talk. I have discussed about the present scenario wherein I gave you some data, how many students are visiting different nations for their higher education. And we have also seen that these 5 states from India are giving maximum number of students to foreign countries. That is Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka. The data earlier it was for like 50,000 in 2017, wherein in 2022 it is almost 150% more as compared to 17. And students are not visiting to 1 or 2 countries. There are 99 countries which students prefer to go for further education, higher education. Then I've discussed about the concept of globalization versus internationalization. Then I've discussed about the approaches to internationalization, wherein these 4 points are very important: the activity, competency, ethos, and process, and what are the important aspects which are covered in these. That also I have discussed. Then I've discussed about the concept of internationalization. Now we are moving to the next important point, and that is strategies for internationalization of higher education. Now, these strategies are strategies for internationalization, which I'm giving you from my side. But there are strategies also which are given by the UGC for the joint and dual degree program. There are guidelines also. There are strategies for implementing and monitoring also that we will see later on. But let us understand first what are the basic strategies which higher education institutions can adopt for internationalization of higher education. There are 2 important strategies. One is called program strategies and another is called organizational strategies. If you see here, we'll see in detail what are the program strategies and what are the organizational strategies. So you see there are 4 types of program strategies: academic programs, research and collaboration, external participation, and extracurricular activities. Wherein organizational strategies, again there are 4 types. The first is governance, the second is operations, the third one is support services, and fourth is human resource management. Now coming to the main, means the first strategies, that is program strategies, wherein I have talked about academic programs. Now what kind of academic programs institution can start to have this internationalization of higher education? So institution can start with student exchange programs, then foreign language studies, internationalized curricula, area of thematic studies, work and study abroad, international students, teaching and learning process, joint and dual degree programs, cross-cultural training, faculty staff mobility programs, visiting lecturers and scholars, link between academic programs and research, and training development assistance. So these are the different initiatives which a higher education institution can start just to promote the academic programs between the 2 different nations. But when we say research and collaboration, a strategy which can be formulated for research and collaboration can be area and theme centers, joint research projects, international conference and seminars. So institution can jointly organize international conference with the university or higher education institutions of foreign university. They can also organize seminars, published articles and papers, international research arrangements, researcher and graduate student exchange, international research partners in academic and other sectors, and link between research curricula and teaching. Similarly, for external participation, institution can have a strategies like uh, community-based partnership and projects with non-government groups or a private sector companies, international development assistance projects, customized contact training programs, the link between development projects and training activities with teaching and research, community service and intercultural project work, offshore teaching sites and distance education, participation in international networks, and alumni development programs abroad. And finally, in program strategies, the final initiative which institution can start is related to extracurricular activities. In extracurricular activities, an institution can have students clubs and association. Now, this club concept is very old. If we talk about a club, most of the university they used to have a Sunday club and the holiday clubs. If we talk about the Western countries, so they used to call one speaker expert from other stakeholders. They are never from the teaching background. So they can be an industry expert or they can be any other. Even sometimes the parents of the student who was studying in the college can be called for this. Even alumni can be invited for this. And in that club, the faculty or means the person who is invited can discuss their views on different concepts. So student clubs and associations plays a vital role as far as extracurricular activity and promotion of higher education internationalization is concerned. International and intercultural campus events, liaison with community-based cultural groups, peer groups and programs, and social, cultural, academic support system. So these four are the basic strategies. Let me go back. If you look here, the program strategies wherein the strategies are formulated for the academic program only, for the curricular and extracurricular activities. So these four are the major components. Now, when we talk about organizational strategies, which are more on the administration part, which are more on the governance part, they can be divided in four parts. The first part is the governance, second is operations, third one is support services, and fourth is human resource management. So the earlier was more on the academic side, research side, the student and the teacher side, wherein these organizational strategies, they are more on the administrator side, they are more on the governance side, right? So you can say administration side also. Now, what are these strategies? So let me start with the first one, governance strategies. The first is express commitment by senior leaders, wherein the commitment is given with the themes or by the themes. Means one by one, that the way we prepare a strategic plan or the perspective plan for the universities and higher education institution. Similarly, there has to be organizational strategies for internationalization also, wherein the commitment should be given theme wise, and that can be evaluated timely, or maybe yearly or quarterly or half yearly, depends upon the working of the institution. So the commitments are must along with the themes, active involvement of faculty and staff, then articulated rational and goals for internationalization, recognition of an international dimension in mission, and statement and other policy document. Similarly, for operations, a university or an institution can have the integrated into institution-wide and department planning, budgeting, and quality review system, appropriate organizational structures, communication system, both in formal and informal way, the balance between centralized and decentralized promotion and management of internationalization, and adequate financial support and resource allocation system. When we say support services from the institutions are basically the service unit, that is student housing, counseling, and fundraising. You must be aware that recently in UK, most of the students who are migrated for the higher education, they are facing a lot of problems as far as student housing is concerned. And housing has become big issues in Canada also. So slowly, gradually, this has come up. So when you are planning for the internationalization of higher education at your institution, you should be aware about this housing, means the staying part of the student, the counseling and fundraising system. Apart from this, the involvement of academic support units like language training and curriculum development in library, that also plays an important role. Student support services for international students studying on a campus and domestic students going abroad, that is orientation program, counseling, cross-cultural training, and student advisory. This can also play a significant role, and that is why I have suggested one model also, which is known as TARAL, TARAL, wherein the role of a teacher is not limited to teaching only. They are supposed to do 5 different activities. T stands for teaching, A stands for administration, R stands for research, then A stands for advisory, and L stands for learning. Now, when I say A stands for advisory, that is related to the student advisory, wherein student should be advised along with the alumni group for their better prospect, the future prospect related to further education or higher education. So that way, it should be taken into account. And the last is human resource management, which is more related to the recruitment part, selection procedure for the international faculties, the reward and promotion policies to reinforce faculty and staff contribution to internationalization, faculty and staff professional development activities, and support for international assignment and sabbaticals. Now, the most important part, I guess, we have already done earlier also. That in earlier in UGC there was a concept of uh, they used to provide a grant for presenting paper at foreign universities. Traveling grant was given to the faculty members to present a paper at the foreign university. So that kind of initiative can be started for giving an opportunity to faculty members. Similarly, uh, faculty, a Nobel laureate or kind of faculty can be invited to the institutions for giving training to the local faculty members, so that the latest amendments which are happening across the globe can be shared with the faculty members, and our faculty members can update their knowledge in this field. Similarly, uh, faculty members should also be given chance to go abroad for some development program, and for that the remuneration should also be taken care by the institutions in this regard. Now, coming to the main point, joint and dual degree programs. Now, the point is, what is the main difference between joint degree and dual degree programs? So, the key difference is that in joint degree, it would lead to one single award by 2 institutions, wherein a double degree would lead to 2 awards by each institutions. So dual degrees are most usually chosen in a cases where there are legal or regulatory reason why a single award is not possible for one or both the institutions. So basically, as you are aware that many uh, institutions have started giving or awarding dual degrees and joint degrees after this implementation of NEP 2020. But the most important part is the purpose and function of these two different programs. Now, what is this purpose and function of joint and dual degree programs? So, if you look at the academically, there are mainly four purposes. The first is to raise institutional recognition and prestige. That is the first purpose of this joint and dual degree program as far as academic purpose or academic function is concerned. The second is to enhance quality of education. The third is to foster academic excellence. And fourth is to develop intercultural and international awareness. So, for these four reasons, why this joint and dual degree programs are being offered. Then, if we talk from economic point of view, there are again four reasons why economically why these programs have been offered. So the first is to acquire human capital. You can say revenue for the institution. The second is to meet the demand of globally competitive knowledge-based economy. The third one is to meet the demand of national economy. And fourth is to meet the demand of regional economy. Regionally, we can say Asian economy. So economically also, there are few reasons why we go for this joint and dual degree programs. And of course, academically, economically, and politically also, this is important. Why? Because it helps to promote global citizenship and social justice. Second, politically, if we look at these programs, it helps to achieve international visibility and reputation in university league tables. The third, to promote national identity, culture, and values across the globe. And fifth, to foster regional collaboration and cooperation in Asian or Asia Pacific areas. So these are the academically, economically, and politically reasons, purposes why these joint and dual degree programs are being offered. Now coming to the guidelines by the UGC. The first, wherein the guidelines for this internationalization are given. The first is the integration of global perspectives into academic framework. If we look, these are the preamble, I would say, preamble of the UGC guidelines for the purpose of internationalization of higher education, including joint degree and dual degree programs. So in that preamble, it is mentioned that we had a wonderful history of education. And if we recollect our memories of Takshashila and Nalanda and the great universities during those times. And if we look the current scenario, there are only 35 institutions which are featured in QS 2022 World University Ranking. And if we compare it with the Times Higher Education Ranking 21, there are around 63 institutions of India which are listed to this. And the biggest problem is that we have the biggest pool or the largest populations who are going to foreign countries for their further education, wherein very small or meager rather I would say amount of students coming to India, and the gap is very big if we compare this difference of students migrating and those who are coming to India. And thanks to there are two wonderful initiatives started by state government and the central government of India, wherein study in Gujarat, SIG, and study in India. Study these two wonderful initiatives has helped us to get a more number of students for from a different foreign universities. Now, when we say NEP 2020 and internationalization of higher education, wherein NEP 2020 has suggested a few pillars of the higher education, which includes access, equity, quality, affordability, and accountability. The main is the main criteria is not only to provide or impart quality in higher education, but at the same time to make higher education affordable not only for the Indian student but for the students who are coming from foreign countries. So attracting more global students, fostering an inclusive environment for them, then offering premium education at the accessible cost, and the vision for India NEP 2020 role is in establishing India as Vishwa Guru. That is what the core idea of this NEP 2020. And if we look at the objectives of the internationalization of higher education, there are mainly 4 or 5 objectives which are very important. The first is to make India an attractive study destination for foreign students. The second important objective is to foster international competencies in our faculty and students. Third is to develop a global mindset of our learners and shape them as a global citizens. Of course, with a deep-rooted pride in being Indian. To promote active linkage between Indian and foreign higher education institutions, and to improve global ranking in internationalization indicators. So, as I said earlier also, that most of the ranking framework wherein less than we have right now more than 55,000 higher education institutions in India, wherein we have crossed almost more than 1,000 universities in India. But out of these 1,000 institutions or universities, around 35 or 50 number of universities are also only there in the international ranking framework. So idea behind this is to get maximum amount of ranking at the globalization. Oh, sorry, at the internationalization. Strategic programs and initiatives which are planned in this. Let me, yeah. So if you look at here, the first internationalization at home. So now these strategic programs and initiatives which are given by the UGC for higher education institutions, and these initiatives can help to achieve our idea of going internationally for our students. So as I said, in my strategies also, wherein I focused mainly on 2 parts, program strategies and operational or organizational strategies. Similarly, the UGC has given strategies wherein they have talked about internationalization at home, wherein the first idea is to give capacity building program in international initiatives, collaborative communication between Indian and international faculties, international dimension to curricula in the science, social science, and beyond to spark a deeper reflection about course content and effective pedagogy to promote better learning outcomes for all the students. Uh, I would say that as far as science and social sciences are concerned, here they have not talked about the humanities. As you are aware that uh, in right now in the entire world, humanities has been uh, appreciated. Even if you look at the top 500 Fortune companies, listed companies, there also uh, more than 50 percentage of the CEOs are from the humanities background. So I guess this could have been included, means humanities could have been included in this international dimension to curricula also. Then other areas of strength in India such as science, technology, engineering and mathematics, that is STEM, computer science, gaming should be tied up with internship and apprenticeship to make them attractive for foreign students. Quality residential facilities to students from abroad to ensure effective living conditions and learning environment to international students, and on-campus support to students from abroad to provide continuous and inclusive support to international students, designed to facilitate students' social and academic success and focusing particularly on the transition process. Then to create a friendly environment for incoming students, means those who are coming from foreign nation, and give them experience, positive experience or holistic experience or other safe experience in our country. Then integrating incoming international students with the local community, including assigning faculty mentors, host families, and student buddies. I still remember that we have one MOU with Osaka University, Japan, wherein our Honorable Vice Chancellor, the present Vice Chancellor, Nirja Arun ma'am, she has she was earlier actively involved in this MOU, wherein this integrating incoming international student approach was very much there, and still we have this concept in our university, wherein we assign the faculty mentors, the host families, and student buddies to the students who are going from Gujarat University to Japan and those who are coming from Japan to our university. So that kind of atmosphere we have been providing. Then offering local language courses and other bridge courses as needed. That is also we are providing to our international students. Foster connections among domestic and international students and value the inputs of international students on campus. The most important is the short-term non-degree niche course to create a global perception about our core competencies like yoga, philosophy, Ayurveda, health, Sanskrit, and Vastu Shastra. And again, I would like to say that we have one department called Institute of Indic Studies under the Bharat Shodh Sansthan, wherein we offer all these courses not only online but offline also. And these all courses we are imparting under the same building of study abroad program. So the under the SAP program we have there's the same building is there, and those who are foreign students, they also take active interest in studying these all subjects at our universities. So they prefer to go online this kind of program, and we already are having big pool of these short-term courses wherein we offer the Indic system, the Indian knowledge system, the Indian mathematics, Indian culture, and they are also taking active interest in this kind of courses. There are courses and programs in subjects such as knowledge of India, the language, arts, history, culture, and you can say a global literacy kind of a global contextual courses that also we are offering to them. Incorporate internationalization objectives uh, like quality assurance processes for teaching and learning, community engagement, and student learning. Now, coming to the uh, credit recognition under this twinning arrangements. So, if you look at this uh, idea, wherein national education policy has suggested a twinning arrangement will give effect to credit recognition. So, credit recognition and transfer means credit earned by foreign higher education institutions to be recognized, quantified, and included towards the credit requirements for a program delivered by an Indian higher education institution under a mutual twinning agreement. And in this regard, as you are aware, ABC, Academic Bank of Credit, wherein it is made mandatory for each and every students who are enrolling in Indian higher education institutions are supposed to enroll for this. And similarly, if any foreign institution student or a foreign student would like to come and study here, they will also have to register for this ABC ID, and that ABC ID would be valid across the world, means almost all the countries of the world, and their credits will be recognized by each and every country. So this is a wonderful initiatives which is again offered in NEP new education policy. So even I would also request all the faculty members who are listening to me to make sure that those students who have taken admission in your first year of graduation, please ensure that the registration is completed for ABC portal. Those who are from Gujarat University, those who are part of Gujarat University, I request them to please visit our university website /ABC. You will find all the guidelines to enroll for this. Okay, the collaborating Indian higher education institutions may enter into agreement or the memorandum of association understanding with foreign higher education institution for recognition of credits under twinning program. So, as you are aware that collaboration, academic collaboration, wherein the agreement or MOU is must. Without agreement or MOU, you cannot go for any kind of these twinning agreements. In case of an institution affiliating to the university, NOC to be obtained from the affiliating university, the institution concerned affiliating university and the foreign higher education institution shall enter into three-party agreement or MOU for this purpose. So those colleges which are affiliated to Gujarat University and they would like to go for such kind of collaboration, in that case, this agreement would be a three-party agreement wherein college, the affiliating university, and the foreign university, all three will make the agreement for the same. And in this, the existing curricula may be supplemented by the additional curricula of the collaborating university. The joint course structure can be worked out on the basis of need assessment and to complement the course structure of the corresponding semester. So basically, the existing curricula can be supported with the extra or the additional curricula by providing with a joint course structure. That is what the idea behind this is. Uh, any degree to be awarded under training program must be in conformity with the provision of section, please remember this, with the provision of section 22 subclause 3 of the UGC Act 1956 and shall also be in conformity with the norms and standards and the requirement for award of such degree as laid down by the statutory authority concerned. Like in university, these statutory authorities are the Senate and syndicate members. So that executive council board and that approval is must as far as this kind of training program is required. The Indian higher education institutions must ensure that the credit earned by the students from the foreign higher education institution shall not be overlapping or shall not be from the overlapping courses or the contents or and the curriculum. Means, for example, if a student has completed any kind of program in the foreign university, and the similar credit that student is showing to uh, our Indian university for any particular program, that in that case, if the program is same, then the same credit cannot avail two times by the student. So that has to be uh, uh, take into account. The degree offered under twinning program shall be awarded by the Indian higher education institution only. That is the main requirement of this. And the credits obtained at the foreign higher education institution must be reflected in the transcript. Must be reflected in the transcript. Now, coming to the main point, the Indian higher education institution should also make provision for exit pathways for students who are unable to complete the twinning program, including for failing to secure visa, should be allowed to complete the program in their Indian higher education institutions. So, if a student is failed somehow, right, if he is not in a position to complete the course, then as you are aware that in NEP also a concept of multiple entry and multiple exit is given. So keeping this in mind, this the idea of twinning program wherein a student is failed to complete, then a student can take exit without any issues. And the Indian higher education institution shall provide a periodical report annually uh, with number of students admitted, programs conducted, number of students awarded, etc., etc. So whenever this kind of information is required, then the students are supposed to give. Sorry, institutions are supposed to give this kind of information to the authority. Now coming to the expected benefit of credit recognition under twinning agreement arrangement. So the biggest benefit is to have graduates which are more employable and having exposures to the overseas institutions. And this is the key driver in motivating the students. Social interaction and cultural exchange due to mobility makes our students adaptable to new environment and cope up with the challenges arising out of diversity. Institutional learning and quality improvement by virtue of exposure to foreign institution. And offering program under these twinning arrangements, like the underpinning consent of twinning program and help in taking measures for further advance. Now coming to the global citizen approach. So the idea is we can all make a difference, right? Developing a knowledge, skills, values in our next generation, which they need to engage with the world, and believing that we can all make a difference. Even empowering students with the understanding of how much the world works economically, politically, socially, culturally, technologically, and ecologically. Higher educations can also endeavor the essential values such as diversity, interdependence, empathy, and perspectives in students. They can also engage with the community services with a special focus in and around the higher education institutions will contribute at a range of level from local to global, which is the idea given by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi. Credit-based projects and courses in the areas of community engagement, environmental education and value-based education. Short-term courses and workshops on human and constitutional values, respect for others, cleanliness, courtesy, democratic spirit, spirit of services, a respect for public property, scientific temper, responsibility, pluralism, equality, and justice. These are the ideas. So I must say that those faculty members who are from the college, right, they are requested to please keep this in mind, that these are the courses can be can be designed and offered to the students, and these programs can be offered as a value added courses. You can also take these courses in your skill education course, which is again suggested under NEP, or value added courses. You can add this course in that. You can also add these courses in the interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary if it is a part of that papers. So in short, these are the very important short-term courses which can be provided additionally to the students. And apart from this, the uh, programs on critical thinking, communication, technological skills, cross cultural awareness, adaptability can be given or offered to the students. Now, coming to the most important point, and that is the global citizens. Uh, So main idea is to make the global citizen more sustainable, resilient, and compensate world in the 21st century. So that is what the main idea behind this global citizen approach. Now coming to the ICT-based internationalization. Now, almost all the universities and higher education institutions, they have already implemented this concept of ICT at various levels. But I would like to suggest, or I would like to discuss those points which are already given by the UGC in this regard. The first is addressing the concern for access and equity through help of massive online open courses MOOC. And we have the Gujarat University has already designed such courses, and even the respected director of HRDC, Jagdish Joshi Saab, has already started working on the online courses, wherein the degree would be offered on this kind of platform. Then creation of e-content and taking offering of online courses beyond physical boundaries, infrastructure upgradation with the help of ICT to make academic, administrative, and residential infrastructure which are truly global in nature. Then streamlining the form and processes of admission of foreign students through help of ICT. That is also we are doing data collection and analysis with the help of ICT to track and study preference and needs of foreign students, including prospective students, and virtual partnership with the foreign experts in workshop, webinar, and conference. And that is, I guess, the easiest way to have more and more foreign teacher or faculty members participation. If it is not feasible for the university and colleges to have their physical presence at the institution, institution can organize the online program or online webinars wherein the foreign faculty members can teach to the students and the faculty members if required. Then even virtual partnership with the foreign experts in workshops and a webinar can be done. The virtual mobility by exposing students to foreign university through e-conferences and workshops. I must say there is an institute called IXAR, and it is in Turkey, and they have been organizing every week one conference, and even I have also participated in that, wherein almost 300 to 400 participants they take part in such kind of conference. And they are from almost all countries of the world. And you'll find that most of the research scholars, they have found this platform to present their papers in this ICSAD's conference. So they keep organizing every week, and they organize it with the university, and not only the University of Turkey, they organize with the Paris, they organize with New York, they organize with Canada, they organize with many such universities across the globe in a joint collaboration. And you find that almost all, each and every, though they are organizing every week, they get minimum 300 to 400 participants for each and every conference. So I must tell you, those who are PhD supervisor, they should also promote their students. They should also inform their students to please go find this, and every week they can have exposure of presenting the paper with the foreign universities and foreign faculty members. Then the renewing and updating the learning approach with the help of technology. And I would say that it is a high time to appoint the TPAC model. TPAC model is one of the very famous, well-known model, technological, pedagogical, content knowledge, wherein the technology pedagogy, technology content, pedagogical content, all sort of knowledge have been developed using the ICT platforms. So I must say that kind of what do you say model can be practiced by each and every faculty members. Then reinforcing learning process through additional learning material to make the process truly international, effectively responding to the demand of students with the help of ICT-based learning tools and collaborative learning, leveraging the potential of technology from integrated digital learning platforms, and exploring the pedagogical opportunities of ICT in internationalization. Now, coming to the academic research collaboration. If you look at here, uh, the idea is also to promote academic research collaboration, and I have also explained few of the strategies which can be implemented at the institutional level. So similarly, UGC has also given in the guidelines few strategies for the academic and research collaboration. So let us understand this. What are the major points given by the UGC? The first is the student exchange program for short duration visits to reputed university abroad. So wherein a short duration means 15 days to 3 months of time, wherein a university, reputed university means those university who are listed to QS ranking and THE ranking in top 500 categories, kind of universities are known as reputed universities. Then semester abroad programs under twinning agreements. So earlier this was very famous, and many universities have started this, but somehow it was closed somewhere before 10 years now, again started by many university, wherein student learn some 3 to 4 semesters in the domestic university and remaining 2 to 3 semester in the foreign university. So that way they can get the exposure. Then faculty members are encouraged to get exposures to foreign university in exchange program and short-term projects, etc. Expanding strategic research partnership with international higher education institutions, organizing academic and research workshops, seminars, and conference in partnership with international universities, collaborating with alumni, both students and faculty, at various foreign universities for academic and research activities. Now, I would like to tell you something. I still remember the in European countries, they made a pool of their retired faculty. Now, this is very interesting. They made a pool of their retired faculty, means those faculties who are already retired from the reputed universities of that European region. So they made a pool, and then made a brochure of them, their brief introduction and the specialization of the subject. And they used to approach the third world countries and the developing nations to call these faculty members at the university and to take the advantage of these faculties to impart or to share their views on the, or rather their ideas on research to the local faculties. And I still remember that the concept was such that you don't have to pay any amount to them. Only one time payment should be done to that agency. Then their TADA, their accommodation, and their honorarium, everything will be borne by that organization. You just have to sign one agreement and you just have to provide them some money. And on that money, by using this money, they provide you 4, 5, 7, 8, 10 faculty members to your university, and then you can take the advantage of their expertise, uh, maybe a research, maybe a domain knowledge or a subject, and thereby your faculty and students can be benefited. So that was the idea. So similar kind of initiative can be started in this regard. Then formation of knowledge partnership, that is a network of individual researchers who contribute knowledge, experience, resources, and participate in two-way communication. Establishment of chairs abroad in the name of eminent Indian scientists, scholars, and philosophers. I would like to say that in Gujarat University, we have two chairs uh, wherein we are also offering some short-term courses and seminar and projects to the students and faculty members. Okay, now there are a few points which are left. I guess we have a time here. So still we have a 20 minutes of time. So I would like to complete the two important aspects. One is the brand building and second is the alumni connect. So again, brand building is very important when you are talking about the internationalization, talking about the joint and dual degree programs. So higher education institutions should be encouraged to set up offshore campuses in order to expand the outreach of the institution and build the image of India as an international study destination. Institutions of eminence have been permitted to have offshore campuses right now, and like they have already started. Even there are a few news also. The two universities of Australia, Deakin University and one more, have already set up their campus in Gift City, and similarly, our Institute of Eminence have already established their offshore campus in the foreign universities. Then dissemination of information on education system, accreditation and ranking processes in India. Then scholarships are very, very important component of making it attractive to the students to come India. And I guess we have a wonderful scholarship called ICCR scholarship, wherein we have more than 100 foreign students who are coming and taking benefit of this scholarship. Higher education institution may include information on the existing scholarship on their brand building strategy. Conducting seminars, workshop, presentations, and cultural events in identified institutions and target countries, highlighting educational opportunities available in India and their institutions, collaborating with foreign alumni or alumni of Indian origin living abroad for brand building. And that is what we have done so far as uh, what do you say, this SIG study in Gujarat and study in India initiatives have benefited largely because the similar kind of presentation workshops and seminars have been conducted under these initiatives. Then publicizing best practice of our education system and at our institution to global academic and research communities by popularizing the language course, bridge course, short-term non-degree niche course on, you can say, Indian art, culture, yoga, Ayurveda, Buddhism, etc. Now, coming to the Alumni Connect. Okay. As you are aware that alumni is one of the important stakeholders as far as higher education is concerned. And that is why, if we talk about any accreditation system on a ranking agencies, you will find that a much stress is put on this alumni connect part. And therefore, the UGC has also given few ideas related to alumni connect in their draft guidelines. To establish an alumni cell and maintain a detailed database of the alumni living abroad, both in India and foreign, sharing with alumni regarding the latest initiatives of the institution. The big problem is that generally most of the higher education institutions they connect with the alumni only when there is a NAC accreditation coming or some assessment is coming. So they generally have this connection at the time of emergency or at the time of a requirement. But I would say that if a systematic approach is devised or mechanized by this institution, wherein these all points can be incorporated, then I must say uh, a lot of benefits can an institution can avail from the alumni members. Virtually connecting with the alumni and inviting them for participation in conference and webinars, networking get-togethers among the alumni, including through video conferencing, providing brochure, pamphlets, and other advertising material about the institution, program, courses for its dissemination abroad, engage in community service activity with the help of alumni, honoring distinguished alumni for supporting in brand building exercise as well as overall development of the institutions. System generated emails or SMS may be sent on various occasions, and share details of alumni with government whenever it is required. There are Office for International Affairs. You see, we are fortunate to have this at our university, but those institutions, even those autonomous institutions who are planning to go for this kind of program, must have the Office of International Affairs at their institutions, which can coordinate all matters relating to welcoming and supporting foreign students. That office can be a single point contact for carrying out all the collaborative activities with the foreign institutions and the students. It can act as an licensing body or license body between the foreign students and sponsoring agency. So if suppose for example, if you are getting a funds from or scholarships from ICCR, then the ICCR and the foreign students both can be licensed between by this Office of International Affairs. Then to address the grievances of the foreign students in all the matters, single point contract for foreign students registrations with FRRO or EFRRO, facilitate networking of international students with fellow students, extend all the possible help to the foreign students to adapt to the new cultural environment and make their stay in India comfortable and enriching, provide them support services for integration of international students into institutions' academic and social activities, and disseminate information related to admission process among prospective foreign students. So these are, apart from this, there are few points like addressing the consent of Indian students under training agreement or the arrangement should also be taken care by the Office of International Affairs. Implementing and monitoring of institutional level strategies for internationalization, maintaining records and disseminate information related to internationalization should also be taken care by these institutions. Now, what are the role of higher education institutions as far as this particular point is concerned? So, higher education institutions are encouraged to involve stakeholders like regulatory bodies, international organizations, alumni associations, and industry in designing of internationalization strategy. They are also supposed to formulate a strategic approach, spelling out the institution objectives and articulating their approach. They should also consider the cultural context at both home and abroad. The higher education institutions are encouraged to synchronize nations' priority in their approach. They can also have, implementation through establishment of the Office for International Affairs and communicating effectively with the stakeholders. Impact assessment of the institutions, internationalization strategy, monitor their implementation and take remedial measures on the basis of assessment, and develop a statistical indicators and survey to support future strategies. Now the point, what benefits higher education institution would get out of this? So I'll tell you, the benefit which a higher education institution can get is number one, developing international institutional branding. Number two, promoting institutional strength through collaboration. Number three, extending international competencies in our student, faculty, and staff. Number four, providing international exposure to our students through mobility. And number five, framing the intercultural and international curriculum for the students. Now, this is the last point of my presentation, and that is the very, very important part, monitoring and assessment part. So, how the regulatory body or statutory body or the governing body is going to assess this or monitor this. So, as I said earlier, that there can be two types of strategy. One is the program strategies and second is the organizational strategies. And in organizational strategies, I have given 4 important points. In monitoring and assessment also, these 4 points are reflected directly or indirectly. You can see here the first is operationalization of portal on various indicators of internationalization. Number 2, key performance indicator based on these guidelines will be framed. Means it is about the KPIs which they are talking about, which should be based on the guidelines provided by the UGC. Then periodic interaction with the stakeholders to review progress. Now these stakeholders are all stakeholders which can be considered. Yearly progress reports on key performance indicators. Assessment of the desired result in terms of quantitative as well as qualitative output. Qualitative output are in terms of competencies and the skills which are developed, and quantitatives are in terms of output. You can say the performance in terms of numbers can be in terms of quantitative aspect. Remedial measures and transparent continuous feedback mechanism with student feedback ratio or feedback into future plans and modification in strategies. Evaluation studies to support the planning and management of interventions to promote internationalization. And the most important, the assessment of internationalization to be made part of ranking and accreditation to incentive the higher education institution and gradual synchronization of NIRF and NAC assessment parameters with international ranking like QS and TH. I would also like to say that the government of Gujarat have started an initiative called Garima Sale, wherein this sale has been continuously working on the institutions who are uh, future aspirants for the QS and THE ranking. So they organize continuously NRF ranking workshops, workshops for NAC, workshops for QS ranking, workshop for THE ranking, and very soon, very soon, the state of Gujarat and the institution of the Gujarat is going to get fruits out of this. So I guess I am stopping my presentation here. Uh, so if participant would like to ask any question, they can ask. Sir, I guess.
Dear all participants, if you want to ask any questions, so you can write your question in comment box. So we can ask your question from your side to our resource person, Chappi sir. Till time there is no any questions here. So dear all participants, there was a lecture about there was a workshop about the academic collaboration with foreign HEIs for joint and dual degree program. So that was a wonderful workshop, and all points are covered in this workshop. So sir elaborately defined the topic to you from and there is the comments are here, useful sessions and informative sessions and nice presentation, useful information kind of comments are there, but there is a no one point. Could you throw some light on framing agreement for MOU? There is a one question from Chandrasekhar sir. There is a question here, sir.
Yes, sir. I can provide you the specimen copy for this MOU. If you can share your email ID to us. So there's a long MOU which can be, and it is already given by the UGC only. Means they have given idea for framing this kind of MOU. So if possible, if you can share your email ID with sir, and sir will share with me so that I can mail you this entire copy of MOU. You can use it directly for any kind of agreement and MOU for foreign universities.
Yeah. So Chandrasekhar sir, you can mail us your mail ID and your name and your mobile number also, so we can contact to Jappi sir with your question, and we will be try to provide this answer to you. So please mail us on our mail ID which you have already. Other participants, if you have questions, you can ask here in comment box. So till time we discuss about some of our achievements about the HRDC, and we already our Preeti Bhani ma'am discussed some topics about the HRDCs. Here I want to discuss some race topics. So dear all participants, we did the online refresher courses in India in the year 2018-19 with the 2100 participants have attended it, and the first of its kind online annual refresher program in English language teaching Arpit with record break 8,900 participants in the year of 2019 and 20. The first ever online short-term course on e-content development during the lockdown and unlocks. 118 courses with about 5,000 participants have successfully completed. The participants are from across the country. And dear all participants, the first online professional development program for the administration staff of universities were organized during lockdown with 105 participants, The first of its kind of PhD coursework for all the registered PhD scholars of Gujarat University has been organized since 2016. The first of its kind of PhD coursework in blended mode, a mix of online and offline for all the registered PhD scholars of Gujarat University, BKNMU University, Junagadh, KSKB Kutch University, Bhuj is planned from July 2020. And the HRDC GU is coordinating the online e-content creation training for all the professors of the colleges and universities of Gujarat, along with the Department of Higher Education, Commissionerate of Higher Education and Knowledge Consortium of Gujarat in 2020. The first of its kind of UGC sponsored online Guru Dakshta faculty induction program in 2020, four courses with about 400 participants from across the country. MHRD funded UGC HRDC GU under RUSA grant of 3.33 crores. It is one of the very few HRDC which have very fruitfully and successfully organized the programs under it. It has collaborated with IIMA, SPIPA, IIT Delhi, and Mumbai, JNU, Delhi University, the Lal Bahadur Shastri, National Academy of Administration, Mussoorie, Mumbai University, Narsi Mohanji Institute of Management, Infliblet, SNDT, Mumbai University, St. Xavier's College, Mumbai, NIEPA, NCERT, and UGC, etc. Dear all participants, we have the wonderful website of UGC HRDC GU, and the journal of UGC HRDC GU is indexed in Crossref and has digital object identifiers. It invites international resource persons also, and it has MOU with UK and Canadian universities. It provides consultancies, and it is very innovative and established training institute. We put the video feedback of participants also and collected and kept on the websites. So dear all participants, we also invite you in our university. When you will be come in Gujarat, you can personally visit our university, and we invite you. We consider you as our family of the Gujarat University and HRDC. So thank you very much, Jappi sir. Till time there is no question there, and that only the one question from the Chandrasekhar sir, which already we covered, and the others are really great comments here, useful session and nice presentation. And there is a nice information had been given for implementing NEP. So this kind of great comments are here, Jappi sir. So we are very much thank you to you, and from our Preeti madam and our dynamic director Jagdish Joshi sir. And thank you very much to dear all participants. We will meet again with next this workshop. So till time, thank you very much, Jappi sir. If you want to say anything to participants, so
Thank you all the participants for the patience, listening, and cooperation. I hope in future also we'll be in touch for any kind of academic collaboration. Thank you.
thank you very much. Thank you very much, dear all participants. Till time, namaskar.